So today we are going to talk about preparing for interviews. Successful interviews do not just happen, we have to spend a lot of time preparing for an interview. So when we are talking about how and what to do for preparing, first very important thing is that you should really self-assess yourself. What are your current skills, your talents, your abilities, strengths and weaknesses, interests, your values, which you're bringing to the table for that particular organization. So this self-assessment is very, very important as it will give you the confidence and obviously the various pointers to talk about during the interview. You also need to track and leverage your accomplishments. All the accomplishments that you have covered in your life till now need to be jotted down and need to be carefully gone through before an interview. So you have to understand that you have to leverage these in the resume as well and in the cover letter also, because these are the first points of contact which are going to represent you and are going to get you shortlisted. So we need to look at the accomplishments and we need to leverage that not only in the resume and the cover letter, but at the time of interview, we need to reiterate the same. So how do you brainstorm about all the remarkable things that you did? So you can list down certain accomplishments which were there from your past job, from your life when you were in various schools and college and in the post-graduation. So everything that you did, all the events that you organized, anything that you did. So what was it special that you brought to the table? So if you have a work experience, then what was it that you did special in the job that you were there over the years, and how did you set yourself apart? How did you do the job better than anyone else did or could have done? How did you take initiatives? How should you prepare well for this interview? So that is exactly where we are getting at, that if we are aware of all the accomplishments that we have and all the good works that we have done and everything that is unique to us and that sets us apart, that will help us prepare for the interview. So were you promoted? Were the promotions noteworthy? Were they good? How did you leave your employers better off than before you worked for them? Did you leave them off better? And did you win any awards, such as the Employee of the Month award? Was there in your portfolio? And what were you most proud of in each job? All these are the various pointers that will help you identify your accomplishments in the corporate setting, because that's exactly what will add value in you as a person to shortlist you. Is there any material that you can use from your annual performance reviews? Did you consistently receive high ratings? So that can also be used to build your image. Have you received any complimentary memos or letters from employers or customers? Did you get any letters of appreciation? Students who've been working in SIPs. So if you received a letter of appreciation from there, that will help. What tangible evidence do you have of accomplishments? Any publications that you have, any products that you develop, any softwares that you designed? All these can be put down as the accomplishments that you've had over the years. And so this year we have the PEP formula, which is profitability, efficiency, and productivity. So you need to think about your accomplishments from the profitability point of view. What you did that add profitability to the company's bottom line? Did it increase the efficiency or the productivity? So all these, if you were able to do one or some or all of these, that is something that you need to highlight in your interview. So contribution to profitability, such as through sales increase percentage, were you able to contribute to the profitability? Did you contribute to the efficiency through some cost reduction percentages? And did you enhance the productivity by motivating the team? So all these are something that you can put or at the time of the interview. So once you've done or listed down all the accomplishments, like we said, that your resume is the first point of contact with the employee. So you need to put all these accomplishments in your resume as well. You need to reassess your resumes from time to time, and you need to completely upgrade the resume with whatever accomplishments you're going to add over a period of time. So do not wait to apply for the next job for updating your resume. When you've done something noteworthy, please keep on adding that to your resume. So reassess your resume for the job that you're going to go to. What are the requirements of the job? From their point of view, if you're looking at your CV, would you want to hire this kind of a person? So you need to keep on reassessing your resume, and be prepared to discuss exercises that might be important to this employer. So what to forecast what are the kind of questions that can be asked, keeping in mind the job profile, and then prepare for those questions. And in relation to this, what is the most relevant experience that you feel you need to highlight first? So you need to jot those down, and you need to reorient yourself for the interview. So practicing typical and targeted questions is essential, and it's always important to answer or have your answers for all the hygiene questions, like why are you interested in this field, why are you interested in the company, why are you interested in the position. So all these are hygiene questions which you should be prepared with for any interview. Then be prepared to discuss anything that you've put on your resume. So everything that you put on your resume should be very carefully thought out. You should be having value added examples for each, so that in case they ask you, you are well prepared. And be prepared to answer questions you really do not want to answer, because those are the questions, if the employer asks, you will have to answer, and then you will not have a good enough answer. So this is generally like, what are your weaknesses, what did you fail in life, where did you fail, what did you think you could have done differently. So some of these questions, or depending upon your profile, what do you think are the most difficult questions that can be asked from you? So please practice those as well. So I've already given you all these things. Your lack of leadership experiences. So this is generally for freshers or for students who've not had any leadership experiences. So all these are very, very relevant, because they will ask you that you do not have a related experience. So how or why should we be hiring you? So then you should have examples and quotes from your own personal life. So the next question that you should be prepared for are the questions that might that the interviewer might say that if you have any questions, please ask us. So the questions that you might be asked to ask, those are the questions that you should be prepared for. So when you are approaching any organization, any company for any interview, in the end, the interviewer always asks you, do you have any questions? Just simply saying no is not good, does not speak well of you. You should always have some questions, number one, and those questions should reflect your research on the company and the position. And they should not be the answers that are easily available on the company's website, because that shows you've not done your due diligence on the company. But it should be something that you wish to ask other than salary or benefits. So something related to your job profile or something like that. After the interview, it's very, very important, which most of us miss out, is to send a thank you note within the 24 to 48 hours. You should thank the interviewer, because it's a cost to the company to interview individuals. You should send one-to-one thank you notes to the person who's interviewed you, and you need to so for sending the thank you notes, you can send emails, but you need to make that email very, very professional. Do not start off with a hi sir. Make it a formal and a typical email. and you need to be thanking the person and also reiterating the interest that you have in the position and the qualification that you have that makes you the right candidate for the job. So the thank you notes can be used to reiterate all these things. So it's again a gentle reminder to the person, because they might not be interviewing just one person for the job. There might be so many other people. So this is just to get at the top of the mind recall from the interviewer. So you should be doing all these things. So thank you very much. So today we've talked about how you can prepare for the interview, before the interview and after the interview. So before the interview, you need to really jot down all your accomplishments, be very well prepared for all the hygiene questions, all the difficult questions, have your set of answers, have your set of examples from your unique life, and give all these to reiterate the kind of skills that the company is looking for as per the job profile that you are being interviewed for. And in the end, do not forget to send a thank you note and reiterating your interest and your unique qualifications that make you suitable for the job. Thank you very much. Happy interviewing.